Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back up here. And today is gonna be kind of like giving you a report for the both days. That's gonna be 23rd and 24th. So kind of like pay attention because I'm not gonna be able to make the report on time for it. But overall, the main things you to strive for it. Those are the positive energies that is gonna be coming in there. We are talking about those beautiful energies that's gonna comes in between the moon and Saturn and Jupiter. That is gonna be the power of the intuitions. You to follow it. Where does it grow? Another side, that's the beautiful energy between Mercury, Mars, and with Lilith. That is gonna be to uncover the shadow within yourself, and there will be a lot of emotional situations. Talking about emotional situations, about Venus, particularly because Venus is about to cross over to Capricorn, and with that energy that it's going to be there with the Capricorn's energy, since the moon just moved into Cancer, that is going to be trigger all that what you know about love. It is true what you knew about love, or what was presented to you as a love. Wow, something totally different. And a lot of the feminine energies, they're gonna begin to kind of like stay put, like a stay put in there. I'm gonna be bringing you the charts up here so you guys can see what I'm talking about in there. And we are gonna go with that. Right, I think that's how it should be. There we go. There you go. That will be a better adjustments for you. So here is what I'm talking about. That the moon is going to be travel to Cancer and it's going to begin to opposing Mercury and Mars. That's going to put tons of pressures within you, within a masculine, the feminine, doubts, fears, um like losing a grip, losing a control. You need to understand control is not needed. All you need to do is following what the energies are going, what it's working. What it's not working for a reasons. And what's working, it's working for a reasons. Your job it is just to see how you can navigate through all those through it so you can be flowing within the energies that comes in. It's kind of like a little bit advanced ping pong situations that I'm gonna be talking to you. But Mars is gonna begin to listen the universe, and this is kind of like a brings that courage, brings those positive energies. Mercury is very good with Jupiter, and those energies right in here early in the morning they're gonna comes in, and they are gonna be helping you. And this is why that uh, trine with Saturn is gonna help. You teaching your intuition on something new. You teaching yourself on something great. You're looking at for the something new out there, much more powerful, much more better than ever existed before. And of course, you have to learn to navigate it through the new. But are you holding to the old? That can prevent you to move forward. So, talking about those energies at 8 o'clock, they're going to be focused within the sun, that divine energy between midheaven and the sun with the moon is going to be triggers all this. You need to understand that the soul is a soul energy. You may have disagreements. You may not like the energies. Maybe the energies are trying to pull something off. But when you have the strength within the soul connections, the soul connection can overcome everything by both individuals understanding what's going on. And with that energies there, we're talking about those first degrees of Aquarius. it is about exactly this. Otherwise, if you go into doing some any kind of like improper actions into the material world, that can lead to something different. That can lead to something that can destroy it, what you've been built, what you have to build, what you have to heal. Because guess what? The healing, it is within the new understanding within yourself. When you begin to correct yourself in your journey. Talking about the next hour, Midheaven is going to be at Sag. There is going to be a divine energies with Uranus. You're going to hear something. You're going to feel something. Somebody's going to tell you something, something spiritual. Maybe related to religion, maybe related to spirituality, maybe related to philosophy, psychology, in a way as well. But you're going to get a message. Somebody's going to trigger something from within you that is going to be dealing with all this within yourself. Mars and Mercury playing that big role right now with all those energies, since they're connecting with the shadow sides with in Virgo. This is kind of like a healing something very old. This is kind of like a healing energies that has been for a long time. But in order to heal it, they have to be looked at it. And right now we have the perfect opportunity because the moon is attached into this energies. Jupiter, it is attached into this energy. So it's Mars and Mercury taking the pro time. This is like you troubleshooting a spaceship before it takes off. And it's like, here we have our problems. We need to fix this, this, and this because once in a space, they won't be able to fix. And this is the proper thinking of Aquarius that it's gonna come in. The mysteries is gonna be developed in there because the moon it's opposing Venus, but the moon it is trining the ascendant, but the ascendant is sextile Venus. So you're gonna find out there is gonna be a something out there that you don't know. There is something that you're gonna hear about love and things within you that they're gonna be, but be careful with those energies. Usually that talks about, since the moon is in Cancer, that talks about a lot of personal issues because Mercury, Venus, and Mars, they are all personal planets. And during that oppositions, you may have a relative situation, brother, sister, and so on and so on. And be mindful about the communications during this period because they are going to be intense. All right, so talking about the next hour, the midheaven is with Venus, those energies that I just talk about it. Since the ascendant is at Aries, you see that fire comes in and you're preparing yourself. You know, you guys, when you look at it back in yourself, when you're getting angry, you trying to walk away from it, but the anger keeps coming kind of ways. It keeps coming in ways, and it keeps coming in ways, and you see that anger right now more and more towards to it. How you can handle that energy is use that midheaven Jupiter aspects that brings you up here within all those energies of Jupiter that helps you to understanding instead of fighting. But if you cannot, there is nobody can help you with this. Okay, you need to learn and practice that within yourself. Withstand into the lower energies. This is gonna be also similar to you having a, let's say, like drug addictions, and you fighting right now within the withdrawal in there. You're withdrawing from taking drugs and so on, but you have to go through the needs because your body is used to it. You're kind of like calling you for this. It is the same thing with the anger, guys. It is like you needed it in there. Well, you have to fight for it. Hopefully, you gonna win. All right. Uh yeah, there is gonna be a fight within the feminine energy, but there's gonna be a fight within the masculine. It is what it is. But the positive side is healing. You to find out what it's healing. Those energy is gonna be focused here, particularly in Mars and a Capricorn. What's going on in the world? I'm expecting a lot of rising up, stand ups and standoffs, or and blockages, revolutions, and so on and so on during this period. We are talking about that if you work as a professional, you don't get all this, and they tell you, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta pack with this, pack with that. We gotta go and make production, and you know it's not safety for the people who works there. What are you gonna do? You're gonna rising up against the rules and everything because you know it's not gonna be safety for the people. Somebody maybe gonna happen something. It's the same thing that you're gonna be finding energy or informations or something that's gonna happen that it down in the future you foreseen it that this cannot lead to the proper things. And that square with the North Node and Mars and Mercury is gonna be trigger communication, talks, but also if you look at what's in your shadow, you can discover everything, and all this is gonna grow. As you see it, this is kind of like the good versus the evil energy, but the both energy is going to be present. But if you understand the both, the good and the bad, you're going to be finding of what you need to evolve with this. Okay, some of the things you don't have to be involved; they're not your personal. But if you take it as a personal, you begin to get involved. All right, talking about Pluto and Aquarius, that's where the midheaven is going to be at 12 o'clock there. That beautiful energies with the ascendant for, but it's squaring Jupiter, the growth. You need to understand things are change, things are shifting. All right. But the way those energy will shift and move right now with all those is going to be under your priority and authority within yourself. You pick up what is your priorities are, and the base of your authority is the same time though the authority authorize the actions, which is that's going to be Mars. I mean, this time of the hour when the midheaven is not at Mars energies, that's gonna be pretty okay. Things gonna calm down, but you have things inside of you that you're like in the border. Are you gonna cross? Are you gonna be awakened? Are you gonna take the new road? Are you gonna take the new energies? Or are you living in the old? Are you gonna be left behind? Or you're gonna join the people who moving into the new, to the evolution, and you know it. You're sensing something's coming, something's going on in the world, and you don't know what it is. The souls begins to awaken. All right, so talking about the next hour, that's gonna be at 1 o'clock. Midheaven is at Aquarius in there, and talking about those energies with that is gonna be helpful with Chiron and the missions that you are doing right now. And the ascendant from Gemini is going to begin to work and help in there. They're kind of like almost having a trine, but it's not. I'm talking about the ascendant and the midheaven. But the divine energies from the midheaven towards Lilith and Virgo, that is going to be there. People is going to begin to see within their shadows what did they doing really wrong. It begins to heal. Perfect time where the Lilith is. All right, so talking about the next hour, the ascendant goes into Cancer, very close to the moon. This is going to be divine energies we're talking about from Pluto. But look at it, this, those blue energies here. We're talking about this Jupiter, Saturn, Moon ascendant energies. That's how you learn. Okay, at the same time, Mercury and Mars, they're supporting Lilith and they're supporting Jupiter, but that ultimately leads to what? To the moon, to the choice what you're gonna do with the family. You can destroy the family, you can destroy things and destroy your future, but you can actually go ahead and pass that and see what you can preserve, what you can't, because some things they're up to you, but some things they're not up to you, and you have to listen your intuitions, what you can't and what you cannot do, because sometimes your involvement in something that it's not belong to you can lead you to something that you can't actually affect in you more than you can't imagine. Yeah, now you, if you engage on a something that was not yours, you are gonna find out yourself in this red energies for it. Of course, we are going through a test, and there is not much divine energies that are currently coming in, but We're talking about those energies. Specifically, we're talking about 11 o'clock, where the midheaven is gonna be at Cancer, and the ascendant is gonna be at Libra. We're seeing it, those energy in there. Now those energies coming back during the day because you see them. You're gonna fight with them. In about 6 hours from now, you're gonna fight those energies. But what you're setting up yourself right now with those energy is a whole another ball game. Because if you're following this midheaven energies here with Uranus, and Uranus is very beautifully trying with the ascendant and the midheaven, and that energy of midheaven goes into Mars and Mercury, which is you keep your cool as a wise warrior and you keep your words as a wise man, you can be able to heal what is in the shadow and not using that anger. But that midheaven from Pisces is going to be pushing on Lilith. It's going to push on that shadow to come out the mystery way. Something is going to happen. And that's what happened. It is your soul begins to awaken. And you're getting angry because you're learning some truth. That's what Mars and Mercury and Capricorn are, learning the truth. You can't lie your doctor. Your doctor knows what you're sick from it. All right, so talking about this energy, the midheaven goes in Aries. Be mindful about that because this is can trigger all this Venus and Mercury's energies, and also the moon powering up. The intensity is high, the emotions are high. You wonder, it's like what I'm gonna be doing, what I'm gonna be doing, how can I handle those intense energies? Just go to sleep, go take a cold shower, cool it off, go out for a walk, go ground yourself out. That's how you're gonna be handle those energies. Otherwise, those energies gonna be pushing you to transitions that you can see deep inside of you, and the aggravations or intense energies, they can actually turn the anger towards you. And if you have that inner anger within yourself, you're gonna feel the vibes of guilt, shame, intensity, just like everything. And you may put that anger energy towards somebody else, which is the wrong thing to do. And that is gonna be the things I was speaking about earlier. All right, so 5 o'clock, that energy is gonna be calmed down. There won't be as much as intensity. It's kind of like you go through it, and then it's just a little bit quiet before the storm. And that quietness, seek within yourself, because that is going to be related of what you're going to be doing for the future. Destructions doesn't build future. Understanding of what the conflicts are and overcoming the conflicts, that is how you build a future. All right, talking about the midheaven with Jupiter, growth, creations. That's what this is. You're learning how to grow, how to create. That's what the midheaven is there. Beautiful energies with Saturn and the moon. All this creates this kind of like a pyramid by you looking at point down. In there, if that is the center of the pyramid right here, that is the top out of it. But this right here, it is base. And looking at into those energies, those squares, they're gonna be with the moon in there, because the moon it's more and more approaching those perfect oppositions between Mercury and Mars. You feel like you're about to blow off. You're about to make the call and make the people who makes you mad, or the situations that was not great. You are ready to go ahead and do a fight, revenge, a vengeance, and so on and so on. And what are you going to achieve with that? Nothing. You're going to be destroying something because the family values. But you can sabotage your north node right here with that energies. That energy actually comes in to tell you that you need to make cardinal changes. All right, so talking about the next hour, the energy is going to be a little bit more calm down. The ascendant goes into Virgo, midheaven. It's with Uranus. The universe, it's like, calm down, guys. and sends that energies to Mars. And Mars look at it to its shadow is like, I should have not done this. As you see it, it's a more relaxing energy, but that trine, it's still there. The issue is still there. The energy is still there. It's, you can feel it within the air, the pressure, the heavy energies. It's like you heavy breathing and so on and so on. So stay grounded. So talking about the next hour, that's gonna be at 8 p.m. That energy is gonna comes in and it's gonna be squaring Saturn, things that you have not learned for it. In the meantime, the ascendant is with Lilith, is rising up with the shadow, and this is the time when you're gonna be learning some of the things that are hidden within the shadow itself, and that shadow within yourself in there is gonna comes in and rise up, and it's like you have not learned how to win over your shadow. Now is the time for you to learn that. And when you win more and more within the shadow, if you've been practicing that winning over and over and over again, then all of a sudden you're not going to be reacting into the old paradigm. You're going to be acting out of the new energies because it was yours. That fight was yours. Yes, the rough fight that you're going to have is the one within your own self, not with other people, your own self. All right, so talking about the next hour, that squaring energies here begins to boil, kind of like the water boiled, like the metal begins to melt, become a red. The volcano begins to spur lava and so on within you. But you got a chance to cool that off. You can do that as long as you put that can be a friend's energies there. But if you can't, the things is gonna be probably tough for you. My suggestions for you is just don't say nothing, don't do nothing, and let the storm pass. Because the storm is coming, because you see it in the next hour. Now the energy is moving here within Libra, and that energy is asking you for cardinal changes. The divine is gonna be there. You're gonna get the divine warnings. It's kind of like the divine is gonna warn you: don't do this, don't do that, don't getting into this, don't create this craziness, don't do. But how you are gonna listen your ego in there? That is a tough time because, as you see it, those are two different energies that are gonna be flowing. The cardinal changes here on Earth is needed. There's gonna be kind of like a lot of intensity comes in. The positive side of this energy, of those red energies that you see it right now, those are the cardinal squares. This is talking about it's time to make a cardinal change. It's time to do this pressures. It's time to fix these pressures energies. It's time to do something cardinal that it needs to be done. But at the same time, as you see it here at the moon, which is right now, she is, the intuitions is gonna be high. You listen your intuitions with the universe and the growth. You listen your intuitions within telling you what it's in the shadow. You're gonna be acting properly. And that's gonna put the fire out. And you're gonna be able to handle it. But if you can't handle that fire, you're basically gonna burn all this kite, and that kite won't be fly within you. This is how you're sabotaging that energy here of the North Node and Chiron. You have not healed. You have not done this. You're not ready to take this journey as it's supposed to be. But that journey is teaching you here. You can fly. You have to mature yet, but you have to fly. This is like the bird just came out of the egg, and you are impatient. You want to push it forward, but that bird who cannot fly, it has to learn to have the wings. It's the same thing with you. But you don't want to fly either. You just want to stay there inside of that shell, inside of that egg, in there, because it's more cozy, it's more safe. Now you're dealing with this world that you see around, and you are like waking up in there. It's kind of like a waking up from the Matrix, and you have this shock on your belief system. Some of you is gonna get that. All right, so talking about midnight energies, they're gonna be more calmed down. So for those of you who stayed after midnight, that's including me, you're gonna feel the positiveness with those energies, and there's not gonna be that much going on. The divine is gonna comes in and calm down. Maybe a lot of dreams that's gonna be overnight. But talking about the 25th right now at 7 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be rising up with those energy of the moon and so on. Be mindful, what are you feeling at with this? What do you want? How you making up your mind? Because the way you're going to be wake up, that's how the day is going to be going in. Too much pressure, too much energies, too much to handle. But be patient. And testing up your patience is going to be going on through the day. Specifically, we're talking about the authority with Jupiter. Jupiter is I have to authorize where to grow. What is I need to do? What is the actions is in there? And I don't know. I'm not sure. But the midheaven it's working with Jupiter in there. Currently, that energy between Uranus and Mars, it's like at the last lessons. You have to learn it in there because Uranus is preparing itself to go direct. He's slowing it down a little bit, not a whole lot, a little bit, but he is. Okay, he is still a retrograde mode. So what do you need to learn? Those are gonna be the final lessons, guys. This is gonna be the ending of the 2023 retrograde season. So talking about the next hour, the midheaven, it's gonna be this Uranus moon, divine energies that comes in and talking to your higher self. The intuition is gonna talking to you. The universe is gonna be talking to you. The beautiful energies that are coming in here from Chiron and the North Node, they're gonna be comes in as well. Venus begins to feel a little bit better with these energies of Pisces. As I see it, she's moving fast. She's already almost at the first degree. She's trying to catch up Mars in its own way so they can be united with Pluto. And talking about the Venus energies, that is going to be at 10 o'clock in the morning at the 25th. And there, that this energy between Jupiter and Venus is going to begin to be more and more and more available right now. That energies of separations is going to be trigger. Things begins to move. There is no restrictions. Saturn doesn't restriction Venus, and Saturn doesn't restriction growth. Perfect for the feminine energies. The masculines, they are beginning to work with the universe. They're working with the intuitions and all that energy. If it flows, it's great. If it doesn't, then you're oppressing everything. You're screwing up your future. And you're going to feel like it if you're screwing up your future. Okay? You standing against that. You can't stand it against the future. If you don't make the future, somebody else will. And then one day you wish you would have made the future. It is what it is. Talking about the next hour, that's going to be at 11 o'clock. Midheaven, it's together with Mars. Boy, there's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of professional talks. There's going to be a lot of going on behind the background in there, especially we're talking about within the government organizations, countries, political, if that is in the company, expecting a lot of machines, professionalism, and so on, because that's a Capricorn. The maintenance guys is under the Capricorn in a company for it. And this is gonna triggers a lot of things. So if you're at work and you have issues and situations, be mindful how you handle it. You don't have to blow off to your boss all of a sudden and he's like, what I happened to what did I did? like you're gonna be blaming that boss about that things not gonna happen and everything goes down the hill. Seek the solution how to heal, and you're gonna be fighting your secret powers inside of you. Those energies here, they are there to tell you don't go that way, don't get angry, don't get agitated, don't get vindictive, and so on and so on. Another why is like, oh, I'm the victim and I cannot understand this and I'm quitting. Poof. That's gonna be this North Node Chiron squaring Mars. You're losing your courage inside of you. But the courage is there. It's in your shadow. Have you ever find it, your secret powers inside of you? Hope you find them. All right, so talking about the next hour, that's gonna be at 12 o'clock in there for those energies to it. And this is gonna be on 24th. That is gonna help you. Ascendant that is in Gemini is let's be a friends. The new energies asking you let's be a friends. But the old energies, they're not gonna prevent you because they don't want to grow. The old wants to stay where it's at. The old wants its old ways. But the evolution cannot happen. And the evolution is more stronger than anything else. You might not evolve today. You might not evolve in the next 2-3 reincarnation. Eventually, you will evolve. It is what it is. It's up to you how fast you want to evolve, though. All right, so talking about that evolutions isn't there. It's that evolutions is telling you that it's connecting with your karma, with your destiny there. But you have to heal the wounds. Without healing the wounds, how are you gonna fight for it? You can't. You have to let them go. Those red energies, those emotions, they're rising up from the moon, that it's moving itself at Cancer. You have to let it go. That's what they're triggering you. Are you still thinking the old way? Or are you gonna find something new? New solutions, new ways. All right, so talking about the next hour, those energies gonna be interesting because Venus is gonna begin to have this angel wings with Jupiter, with the ascendant, and Saturn and the midheaven. Interesting energies are developed. The moon has this sextile that it comes in with Uranus and Mercury. Some of you is going to be coming to your senses. It's like, oh, there is a universe, there is God, there is this unseen power out there. I may have to go ahead and listen to it. The question is, are you going to be listening? All right, so things coming up clear. What you're going to choose, red or blue? Red, you stay in the old and you're not going to evolve. The blue, you're choosing the energies. And they are going to be telling you what the truth is. Which one do you want, though? So talking about all those energies, you see it on your screen, and those wings right now they are more connecting with who? With Mars and Mercury and Venus. That's gonna be when the love comes in, and it's like, you know what? Let's planning, let's get this together, let's done this, let's do it in this, because the world needs new examples, the world needs new things. And you're gonna find out that these feminine energies, they're gonna be cracking lashes. They're gonna be moving forward with courage of support of the masculine energies. Well, the masculine energies, they're gonna be so thankful of understanding what love, support, and money is. Okay. All right. test time, talking about the midheaven is going to be an Aries in there. Those energies going to be actually assisting between the conflict of kind of like a mediator energies in a way. But some of you is going to be mad at the feminine. Oh, my wife, or oh, my boss, she is, or this woman doesn't know what talking about it, and so on. Be mindful about those energies, because what you saying about it is you don't understand within yourself. Don't take things personally, because Venus is still a personal planet, and that mid-heaven is gonna put that pressures in there, and it's gonna be lasting like a top, like a 30 minutes. But those 30 minutes we're talking about between 3:30 and 4:30, stay away from any aggravations in there, or pushing it for aggravations, because the next hour Mars is not really gonna be happy about it, because that energy is right away affecting it. The good thing it is that the moon is dropping that oppositions in there. The moon is beginning to talking about and see the right visions. She is in a connections with Uranus. Ascendant is on Leo though, squaring the sun. And this is like one authority facing another authority. The authority of the king who fell facing the authority of the rebel who is winning. So this is gonna be not pleasant. Usually that leads to a one thing, to terrible, terrible loss of the king. All right, if you're not the right ruler, then the uprising is in order and you're taken down. That's how it goes. And you look at it inside of you, if you're still acting on that archetype within yourself as a ruler, and a controlling and manipulative personality in there, you're understanding that sooner or later people will smell you, they will sniff you, and now especially with this awakening within the energies, people can see your energy, they will right away know about it. And there is no place to hide, of course, because the energies have been spoken. The next hour is focused more within the growth within Jupiter, perfect for going on within the growth in the material world. New job, a new real estate, a new apartment, new growth, new investments, and so on and so on. It comes to you, but the sun has not authority yet. You may be testing this, that, making a contracts and making this and so on, but it's not gonna happen yet. Okay, but over the time those energies they're gonna be moving, because the sun is moved out of it, and things gonna begin to flow completely different in these positions. All right, so talking about 7 p.m. on 24th, that energy is gonna be really focused more of what you need to heal as an authority. Sometimes when you are too tough with an authorizing, you miss the point of how can you transform. Okay, you may be a spiritual awakening, you may be as spiritual as much as you want, but there is a point of time that you develop this kind of like a character inside of you into the spirituality, and now the spirituality right there is asking you even to expand, and you're like, I cannot expand anymore like this. Here's what it says in the books, here what it says in this, on this, here's what happened with that, and so on, so on. But when you expand within yourself, you see beyond the veil of the people who wrote this thousands of years ago, and it come to the today, you're gonna find out there is a lot more you don't know. You're a forever student. Don't forget about this inside of you. All right. So talking about into the next hour, which is that going to be at 8 p.m. There, the ascendant is going to be with Lilith. Still, that energies with Mars and Mercury is inactive, with Jupiter as well. But the moon is very powerful with Neptune and Uranus. And that energies of Pluto is going to be acting on it. things is gonna comes down more and more. They're gonna be coming. They're gonna be moving, especially that Mars is beginning to moving out of the way of this north-north oppositions of this time into there for it. It's gonna be healed, but stay on that ways, staying it within a doubt of I can sabotage, I can break it, I can demolish it, or I can win, and so on. Be mindful when you want to win. Sometimes when you win is your ego driving you to win, so you're gonna lose your soul. So be mindful what you listen there. All right, so talking about in the next hour, which is that's going to be at 9 p.m., the ascendant is at Virgo. The moon, it's pretty much getting ready in there to crossing into Leo. But that energy is with Neptune, that energy is with Uranus and the ascendant. It helps to calm down the emotion. It's helping you to chill out a little bit. Get these things that you need to do in the right order within yourself. The most of all is using this aspect between Mercury and Uranus, because listening to the universe that gives you the messages, that synchronizations can open up everything else that it's flow. Specifically, we're talking about the moon. Okay, the moon goes in here. She's supporting that energies in there. But if you are continue opposing that evolutions, changes that it's coming in, and you facing those emotions, guess what? The moon is squaring the north node. You're not gonna be able to finding out the answers about this. You're gonna be finding out tomorrow. So talking about in the next hour, that is going to be at 10 o'clock, the ascendant begins up here. Again, these cardinal changes are going to be coming and trying to asking you. And that authority with Pluto is going to be working, because Pluto wants to make the earth more divinely, more peaceful, more the way it is. But the people's ego doesn't want it, and that it's destroying the family, destroying the balance within the families, and destroying what it is has to be the service in there. Some of you who are feminine but have a lot of masculine energies, you're gonna be stepping out. You're probably gonna see a lot of feminine government rising, uprising, and so on and so on. You're gonna feel those energies of people around you. All right, so here is again that energies at 11 o'clock. Cardinal changes. Like it or not, we have to do it. Like it or not, you understanding that if something is wrong with the world, something is not the way it's supposed to be. You're not just born here to be living in fear, living in survival mode, living in there. You're here to have a spiritual experience in a human body, and while you're doing that, you to create the paradise, not a hell. And when you're living within a hell, you begin to wonder, how did the earth turn into a hell? You finding a truth behind the veil. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully that report is gonna be helping you out. Be love, guys.